true ones who have some type of belief in things.
Like Moon Knight.
Welcome to the most casually professional organization within a intertwining tubular working of nets.
Your Marvel Crisis Protocol side chick.
Your Marvel Crisis Protocol side chick. We, of course, won't tell across the Bifrost. Don't worry. Welcome to the Professional Casual Network presents... Wait, did I roll a wild? A Marvel Crisis Protocol vlog. I, of course, am your host, Chuck. And I am joined once again by my CEO, Editor-in-Chief, Supreme Ruler, and Reptilian Overlord of the Professional Casual Network. It's him. And this week, we have the guy with a computer, the dude with some glasses, but has hair, which is super important underneath that hat. Ion! Wow, that felt good. That just came out of my body. That was violent.
You all right?
A little?
You're all
yeah,
red
I'm
now.
okay now. Holy shit. Oh, Lord, I was not expecting that. I need a minute. Guys, you can talk about games played and hobby thoughts that happened over at twitch.tv/professional casual network every Monday, 7 p.m. Oh, yeah, in the power phase.
I, this week, as far as hobby stuff done, posted a picture of a bondage Hydra Bob in a group chat that someone posted to one of the Facebook groups.
Was that what he was supposed to be? A bondage Hydra Bob?
Yeah. Like a gimp, yeah.
Oh, I just thought he was supposed to be like a...
Sexy Bob?
Or like it was some stupid fucking Deadpool reference I wasn't aware of.
Oh, fair. Yeah.
He called them Hide Your Mom.
Did he?
Yeah.
Of course he did.
He had two. There was another picture he had two. It was Hydra Bob and Hide Your Mom.
Oh my god!
I'll look it up real quick so we can give the guy credit.
Yeah, for real. But I posted that picture in a group chat, and a friend of the network, Joe Bagels,
close,
was like, "Wow, did you paint that?" And I was about to say, resisted all the temptations to be like, "Yeah, that was me. This is mine. I did it." But I didn't, because it was too good to take credit for.
Right, because it was by Ian Henderson. So nice job, Ian.
Nice job,
Hide Your
Ian
Mom.
Henderson.
Oh, that Hide Your Mom. That makes it so much better. Like, it was already
Great
perfect.
name.
And then he somehow encased it in something even more better perfect.
More better perfect.
Yeah.
More better perfect.
I've actually been doing hobby stuff. I got my Deadpool taco truck painted. I hate painting terrain. That took a lot out of me to do, but I think I did it all in one day. Been working on Omega Red. I got Jean Grey done because she was super easy. I got Cassandra Nova almost done because she's just getting contrast because I'll probably use her once.
Wow.
Unless I like how she plays on the table, but
I think she's awesome.
She looks neat. I just don't see me using her often.
She was one very difficult to find alternate schemes for. Like,
she's got like one look ever.
Unless you're doing heavy like modifications to it, she's a rough one to do something with.
You could put her in a big, what just looked like a cell. She got trapped in that one time. And then of course, Sam Wilson, Captain America, and War Machine all been on the paint table, getting things done with them.
I've already been seeing conversions where people are putting fire hydrants and then using the Hadouken as a water shooting out the fire hydrant. And she was jumping on top of the fire hydrant. That was pretty good.
Nice.
As far as games played, though, this past week, Dan and I played week 3 of the Infinity War League.
Oh, it was a good one.
It was my highest highs and lowest lows.
Yeah, same.
Like hard.
The one game where it's going to matter if you win or lose, because for the league, a stature of wanting to win, beating your friends, and having it actually matter. What happened?
So close.
It really was. As far as the gems that I took, I did take 2. Anthony beat me into it by asking me, well, why not? And I didn't have a response to that. So
since it was Tim's first game, he was going to have just one gem. And then me and Anthony were like, just do two. Cause the whole thing isn't balanced anyway. These crises are crazy. The added gems are nuts, but like it's more fun if you have two, and I also have two. Yeah. Because it was my second game.
So the gems I took the time gem where you could steal the priority token once per game. And I took the soul gem, or was it mind?
Soul.
Is it soul?
I'm pretty sure.
The soul gem where I can count one of my opponent's characters during the cleanup phase as my own for victory points.
It might be mind. I don't know. But Danny used the same one against Taylor, and it was very effective.
I think it was more yellow than orange, so I think it was mine.
I think you're right now that I think about it more.
So real quick, clarification, because I don't read the rules to anything, actually. You get to bring multiple gems. I thought it was you just get access to another gem, and then you get to choose one of them to bring.
So you normally in the standard league rules, you don't start with any, but after each game you play, you can either add or replace a gem. You can have a maximum of 3.
Right. So you can only have one from each type. So like one power, one reality, one mind, one space, one whatever the other one is.
Yeah.
But I thought once you stepped into the confines of the game, you can only activate one of your gems. You get to bring both of the gems as the game continues. Gross.
I mean, you could be right. We'll have to reread that before the next game. We played it as if we could use both. I only ended up using one anyway. My other gem never came up with. I never remembered to use it at least, which was too bad.
Because you had the power gem where you could reduce a superpower?
Yeah, superpower by 1 to a minimum of 1 once per round.
And that was such a strong content. Like
that was good.
It was very difficult to not take that one.
It's all the fun of being Avengers without having to play Avengers.
It's like Avengers Light because you only get it once per round instead of once a turn.
Yeah, it's too broken otherwise.
And then I took a soul gem that sounded cool, but it just never really worked out. Where I can choose one of my characters to not gain power for a round, and then I choose one of my opponent's characters, and whenever they are within range 4 of my character that I chose, they also cannot gain power. And it just never really worked out where I could risk not gaining power.
Yeah.
kind of thing.
But as far as what I played, we Dan and I both kind of like were changing our rosters around. Not our rosters, but like who we were bringing a couple times because we played a lower threat count. Our choices were 15 or 16. We played the power crisis threat and the time crisis threat.
Yeah.
The super cool thing, the time crisis threat was there were 3 time gems. Whenever you activated a character that was holding one of the time gems, you rolled a die. And you effectively had a 50% chance for them to gain the staggered condition or gain an extra action on their turn.
Yeah. Ooh, so cool.
Yeah. And you could hold more than one. And you also get a victory point during the cleanup phase for each one you were holding. The power phase one was like super short range Wakanda herbs, where there was a power shard next to an
adapter or amplifier.
Amplifier.
Yeah, amplifier.
And if you were holding a shard on an amplifier, you got 2 victory points during the cleanup phase. And then you also did damage to everyone around you.
Sure.
Based on how many shard holders there were near the amplifier.
That was brutal.
It really was. It did a considerable amount of damage because we were clustered up around those things real hard.
Yeah.
My team is the power bottom 10. I took the bottom 10 characters of the Xavier Protocol season 5.
The worst characters, the most dumbest, awful, stupidest characters because nobody wants to play them. How did you do?
I did end up winning.
Okay.
But it was only really because I was convinced to take 2 gems. It absolutely came down to having those because it was an insanely close game at the end. Last character I had on the table was Wasp, who was about to die if another round was going to happen. I brought MVP of the entire series, Bullseye.
Right.
He's been so good for you.
Not wrong.
Bullseye, Star-Lord, Ronan, the Accuser.
He was great.
Both.
I believe it's Ronan.
Ronan. Both underperformed and super overperformed. his only attacks that he got off outside of one universal weapon were his death throws with the accuser talent. Like just getting that free attack off. He got 2 Kree Justices off. Wasp. And number 5 was a 5th character.
Winter Soldier.
A Winter Soldier, so I could complete the Guardians affiliation.
Okay. Did you wing it?
I did not wing it.
No.
Could have. Certainly didn't spend all my,
but did you have any tactics cards?
I think you got 3 left.
Yeah. So I had a bit of rivals. I didn't use it.
Mm-hmm.
It's super difficult. So he ran Deadpool and Domino up one of the flanks and Cable and Thor up the other. And it just always seemed like a waste to spend bit of rivals on getting Deadpool down a little bit of defense.
Mm-hmm.
But Deadpool tanked activation after activation, just unable to do 2 fucking damage to this guy.
Yeah.
It was impossible.
It was a make or break for me winning our game from a couple weeks ago. He had 4 health. I just needed to do 4 damage to him to get him to drop the point that I needed.
Yeah.
And I couldn't do it. I could not get it through.
I had the same issue.
Crazy that I know karate is so
it
helpful.
is really good. And
I feel like I'm hearing the echoes of what I had said forever ago when I saw that character come out, that he is deceptively a fucking tank. And you guys are all like, oh, no, he's not a tank. He's squishy. You're dumb. You're fat and dumb and stupid, Charlie. You're a big old fat, dumb and stupid head. There's absolutely no way in hell that Deadpool is as good as you yammer on about, you big, fat, stupid dodo head. And it's almost like you are now completely proving my point. Continue.
I did say that. You're right. Mm-hmm. Not even paraphrase.
Right.
I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you were correct.
Yes, I was.
You big stupid dodo head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Until you flipped him, you did finally get him injured, and then 1 hit KO.
Yeah.
Was like, what? He's got 2 more standing on this side. He should not die this. And then he was gone.
One of the most terrifying
Does
things.
He lose I Know Karate when he flips?
No, he gets a little bit better.
No.
I will say I was unaware of the power of, especially with the new rerolls, not new rerolls, but the clarification of the reroll mechanics. We're paying attention to that and how it works significantly more. I Know Karate mixed with the X-Force's affiliation ability is really good.
Yeah.
Like incredibly so. Especially when trying to get off bangs into bang bangs.
Mm-hmm.
The one absolutely, and I don't want to steal Dan's thunder here by talking about this, but it still haunts me at night.
Fair.
Domino.
Yeah.
With an an eye grenade.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking demolished Ronin, who had 1 damage on him.
Was insane.
Has 4 energy defense. And she just blew him off the fucking map with a strength 4 attack. Like
4 dice turned into 6 damage and a miss. It's so many dice. Was it? I finally realized, I re-realized how Domino's probability control works. I had 2 skulls in the roll.
Yeah.
So I paid 2 power, turned them into crits, rolled more dice, and it was 6, ended up being 6 damage. And he flubbed the defense.
Yeah.
And he was incinerated.
Completely
No, I don't think he was already incinerated. He would have been incinerated, but he just died instead, which I was okay with.
Yeah.
And I think I also got explosive on that roll. So everybody, I think there were 3 other characters in range of him that took 1 damage. Like she did 9 damage on that attack, technically.
Yeah. And then Thor came in and got a thundered and took 3 characters off the map.
It was an insane turn for me, but it was just a little too late. Mostly because Thor got stranded in the middle of the table and he just couldn't quite get there in time.
I will say for as little, I think at the end of the day that Ronan did, who I still feel is super undervalued. He has so much going on, so many conditions, shocked, stagger, slow, or stun.
Not slow.
Not slow. Universal Weapon is honestly just moving Thor a little bit away, I think in round 3. To have him really have to go out of his way to get into range to fight that
was huge. I mean, wasting any actions on especially a 5-threat character is massive.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's how it went.
Interesting. And at time of release, who played yesterday?
Me and Taylor.
Finally.
Just like we said last week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we were joking last week.
Right, we were joking. Oh, I finally got the joke, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it took me. I didn't know that was a thing that he was going to put himself through.
Yeah.
That he was going to experience. So I didn't get the joke, but now I get the joke. Funny joke. Yeah.
Shout out to
Taylor, bud.
Good sport. I mean, Elizabeth just shouts to everybody that she sees. And like, he got snipped. Yep. She just does it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Went to a birthday party. She was there, and I'm pretty sure she told everybody.
That's fair.
That's why he wasn't there, because he was still recovering.
Yeah, fair. Good for him.
Yeah. R.I.P. Taylor.
He's not dead.
He's okay.
I mean, kind of.
Is he?
No.
Oh, okay. I didn't think so.
But
if anything, he has more freedom than ever.
Accurate.
He could just
not wrong.
Unbound.
Yeah, he could just do whatever he wants with that thing.
Taylor Unchained.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Bang bang. Bang 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 bang. Guys, it's your favorite episode of all time. It's why you are tuning in. It's why you're constantly texting your side chick when your girl's in the bathroom. You know what I mean? It's Wild Speculation Day.
It is.
We had literally. Ooh. So I had jokingly said last show, there wasn't a lot of news going on. Things were slow. On Tuesday, they will drop 14 models on us.
You did say that.
And they dropped 14 fucking models on us if you count terrain pieces.
So I was going to say, now you were joking on the exact number, but you just fucking went big brain mode.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yep. I figured it out. But we also got some really cool, interesting news. We got a panel to play, something I love covering here on the show. It is... It is the panel. Realistically, this is my favorite episode. Wild speculation and panels to play that will be obsolete the second we go to air on Tuesday.
You know,
we'll get the card the day this show comes out. And we talk about the panel play. Everybody will already know what all these things mean.
Like most good ideas that Chuck has that get completely ignored when he first says them.
Yep.
I'm taking a look at maybe trying to wing it every week and try to get this up to come out on Saturdays.
Okay.
So if this came out on Saturday, if you're watching this on Saturday, literally barely 24 hours after it's recorded, hey, this is the first time.
Absolutely.
If.
But
who do we get a panel to play on? Motherfucking Moon Knight.
Moon Knight.
So excited.
So
we weren't too far.
Our wild speculation wasn't too out of the box.
It was actually stupid accurate in comparison. First off, love the model. I think it's great. He's very white.
He is.
With different shades of blues in there, which I always
a lot of blue tones. Which is nice.
Yeah, it's super nice. I know I'm gonna sound like a dude on Facebook who bitches about everything here. I really wish we would get some different bases because it's the street level like basing, and I get it. It's sculpted. They had a bajillion of them printed, but like he's supposed to be on a roof. And like, as a guy who constantly just does his own thing anyway and rebases them all constantly. Yeah. But like, I don't know, it would just be cool to get some different looking stuff.
Even if they just released like a separate base pack.
Yeah.
That would sell like hotcakes. Everybody wants different bases.
Yeah. Like do cosmic and then do like brick. You know what I mean? Or something.
Anything different would be nice. Because we had the same 4 small bases, the same, I think, 4 medium bases, and the same 3 large bases for a year and a half now. For almost 60 models. Like, I like the sculpted bases, but yeah, some variety would be nice.
I agree.
That said, though, as far as the panel to play went, I feel we got a lot here.
Way more than like Craven.
They snuck a lot of little things in, not as much concrete. Like, it drives me a little crazy when they say he brings a lot of options to the tabletop for his threat. Just tell me what his threat is. Is he 3 or is he 4? Because I feel like he's got to be one of those 2.
He's going to be 3.
I think the way they say it sounds like a 3. I think that highly depends on his stamina.
Yeah.
Which is 3, he'll probably be 5.
I think he's going to be 3 with 3s across the board.
I could see them doing 4-3-3, but I think 3s make sense.
I'm calling it right now 3-3-4. He's getting cable defenses. I think they make him more like a Daredevil at 4 points.
You think he's going to be 4 threat?
I don't want him to be, but I think
he'd be better than Daredevil then, because Daredevil's 3s across the board.
Right, but he has spider senses. I don't think he'll have something like that here, though he might. So the big part of it looks like his main attack with his bow staff. He has an innate ability which allows him to reroll any number of attacks and has the potential to stagger his target. So when they say innate,
they said it's going to be a separate superpower that he just always rerolls any number of attack dice, because that's huge.
So from something they list later on, I think that his innate might change based on what is rolled at the start.
Right. That's one of the options you could get.
Yes.
I like that.
So it seems like his main attacks are going to be that bow staff, and then as the internet has deemed it, Moon Knight's bunch of bullshit that he throws.
Yes.
Where he throws.
He's got random bullshit in a couple different ways. I love it.
We're going to have rapid fire. I think that one's probably super straightforward. Physical rapid fire on a wild or free, but maybe a spender like Bullseye.
Yeah, I can see it's going to be range 3, 4 dice rapid fire. So, gain 1 power for each attack.
Yeah.
Like a pistol, but random bullshit crescents.
Unless it's like Bullseye, where it is a spender, but gets rapid fire automatically and is a slightly higher strength.
Strength 5, maybe?
Yeah.
Okay.
So like Bullseye Spender's range 4, strength 5, automatically applies bleed. I believe it ignores line of sight and cover and has rapid fire automatically.
I gotta hope it's not range 4 just because he's throwing stuff. Like, I know Bullseye did too, but
Bullseye's the best there is at what he does, and what he does is literally only throw things.
He's certainly better at throwing things than Moon Knight, or he should be.
Yeah.
But like, we have pistol attacks that are range 3. Why you can't? Most people, like, Moon Knight's a pretty much normal dude. Shouldn't be able to throw things further than you can shoot a pistol.
He's the chosen of Khonshu.
Sometimes.
Accurate. But here's the big difference between him and Bullseye. Bullseye is all about precision, right? He is throwing one paperclip over there.
Yeah.
Moon Knight is throwing a whole bunch of bullshit at once.
Yes, that's
so maybe his rapid fire will have to target somebody else. Maybe it is more similar to War Machine's Barrage.
I'd be okay with that.
Wild speculation.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It's a beam.
He just throws so much stuff.
Yeah. Beam 3.
Love it.
Yeah.
Actually, all about it.
Yeah.
So
then he has a third attack. Is that what you're going for?
Yes. So he can also so it seems like probably his big spender is a mystic attack
Cool.
called the Avatar of Khonshu. Costs 4. Appearing, so he teleports within range 1 of his target. So I'm going to assume this is probably a range 3. This is like Flying Kick or some of the charges that we've seen before. Mm-hmm. But Moon Knight lays down a strength 7 attack that pushes targets of size 2 or less. Not crazy about the push, especially on a spender like that.
I hope it's a May.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like, especially when you get placed in position within range 1, and then you push them, I'm assuming short.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't specify that. I'm going to assume.
What if it's
short.
a push long because it's a range 2 or push medium? Then it might be worth it.
That'd be crazy.
That would actually be super rad.
Yeah.
I mean, still being able to.
I mean, if realistically speaking, if you owed me money, I would push you a medium to long to get my point across.
And you're spending 4 for a strength 7 with only a push.
Unless he's a size 3, that's pretty standard.
Yeah.
Compared to like lizards.
If it's an auto push and it's doing damage, already better than like Shuri's.
And he's mystic, so there's certainly attacks there.
I really hope he's 3 threat, just because I can't think of any 3 threat that has a mystic attack.
Stuns on a wild, or stuns or staggers on a wild.
Yeah,
perhaps.
So a little bit later in the panel to play, they reference the innate power, and this is where I feel like we could see probably multiple different innates having different abilities. Outside of literally it's telling us that that'll be the case. But it says the stealthy wall crawling character has something else up his white sleeves in the form of its innate power multiple personalities.
But before you go on with that, what's this stealthy wall crawling character? Do you think he actually has the innate stealth and wall crawler?
Yeah.
Probably.
You think he's going to have both? Like, is that?
I think he automatically gets wall crawling. Maybe he has to pay for stealth.
Or stealth could be one of the personalities you roll for, and maybe wall crawling and stealth are all wrapped into that because it's in that same paragraph.
So That's the thing, is that I feel like he will probably have stealthy and wall crawler regardless of the role, because that is not linked to the personality. That's linked to literally like his gloves and his boots and how he operates in general.
Fair. Yeah.
All right.
At least with the wall crawling aspect. The stealthy, yeah, if he's berserker barraging around, maybe not quite as much. But based on what you roll at the start of the activation, you have a chance to have an additional action to advance, more dice on his next attack roll, extra power, or nothing at all. I'm excited to see what they do with this. I hope that there is a bunch of different things on here, one for every result on the die.
There's 6 different results, right?
5. Blank, failure, hit, block,
crit, and wild.
Wild and crit. Oh yeah, there's 6.
Because I think there's 2 hits and 2 blanks, right?
Yeah,
that makes 8. So you could have 6 different. You could potentially have 6 different personalities here,
and they've already listed 4. So I mean, it wouldn't be a stretch to have 2 more.
There could be a negative effect.
Yeah.
He sounds awesome. I really like the idea of the random like multiple personality situation. I think he's going to get a ton of play on our channel
for sure.
Oh yeah.
I think specifically because we do love that random aspect of things. I think he's going to be bottom tier all the time because
unreliable.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Competitive people aren't going to like the random,
which is dumb. You should enjoy the models for what they are, and they bring fun and interesting new concepts to the game. And when you don't play characters, they're like this, they're less likely to make them in future. Hopefully that's not the case.
I will say in running the Power Bottom 10, I was having a super hard time drafting my own roster because I wanted to play so many of these characters because it is so rare to, number one, want to, or number 2, fit them in.
Right.
I think Ultron's super cool. Bullseye I want to put in pretty much every roster I make ever.
He's so good.
Wasp was fun. Gamora is another one. Kind of super glass cannon-y, but like that glass cannon hits fucking hard if you can roll fucking anything useful.
Yeah.
But yeah. It was hard to narrow it down. There was a lot I wanted to play out of the worst characters of the game.
You changed your mind a lot.
I did.
Fair.
What affiliations do you think Moon Knight's going in? I'm assuming Midnight Suns that we know is coming in the box. We're kind of assuming Blade is the leader of, just based on the little bit research I did about Midnight Suns.
I mean, so very possible, unless they're releasing an affiliation card with a different leader coming out later on.
That'd be really weird.
Yeah.
If they make this new Second Strange that we'll talk about later, the leader.
Yeah.
I would not be super stoked with that.
I wouldn't either. I don't want 2 leader affiliation Stranges, but also would kind of make sense.
Mm-hmm.
I assume it'll be Blade because it's in that box and Moon Knight's not a leader type.
Right.
I think he might be an Avenger. He's definitely been in the Avengers before.
Maybe Defenders too.
Probably Defenders.
Web Warriors.
I'd like to see
Honestly, they put Daredevil in there. It fits.
Sure. I mean, Web Warriors, I feel like Defenders kind of can be a catch-all for like the street level heroes and Hulk.
It seems to be. Everyone seems to be getting added to Defenders a lot.
I'm okay with it. I'd like to see him there. So I'm going to assume Avengers, Defenders, and Midnight Suns.
That's where I'm at too.
Yeah.
And Cabal.
If you roll a skull.
Yeah.
A failure.
Yep. But yeah, I am super excited for this box. I'm super excited for this model, and his mechanics are spot on. AMG, if nothing recently, has been making characters super ideally to the narrative.
They're
and
really
I love
good
it.
at that.
What if one of his personalities, when he rolls a critical, is I'm the boss now, bitch. And you get a special affiliation activated additionally on top of what you already have, but you can only get it for that round if when you roll his random personality is a critical. And it's you get just, I don't know, extra rerolls or something stupid. Like everyone gets an additional power during the power phase. They get to be treated as if they're Asgardians.
Ooh.
Like something weird like that. Could be interesting.
Yeah.
Could be super interesting.
I hope he gets a power where he can sacrifice tactics cards to get tokens that will allow him to have rerolls. Or be able to give rerolls to others. I think that...
What if, realistically, every one of those like possible 8 results are just somebody else's affiliation?
Oh my God, I kind of love that.
You know?
That fits.
Yeah.
Actually, that tracks hard.
Yeah.
You roll a hit, you get Wetworks, and you can re-roll attack.
Yeah.
You roll a shield, you get Wakanda.
You roll Skull, you get Dracula's. Then you can't be part of the Avengers affiliation anymore. Don't worry, he checked.
You roll blank, you get ketamine.
Automatically gets an activation token for the round.
I'm all about it. All about this. But we got some fucking insane news this week.
This was out of nowhere.
Well, it had been quiet. It had been quiet for a while. They dropped a literal mystic ass ton of stuff on us. They have revealed, thank you, AMG, again, for leaking this to us. They have revealed that we are getting essentially a whole new like mystic group of people.
Yeah.
Right off the bat, Dormammu has officially been announced. Of course, it got leaked very long ago that Dormammu was coming.
Dormammu too.
Yeah.
So they showed it on the stream. They showed him on the stream.
Yeah.
As a size comparison to the original biggest character, which was Thanos. Thanos, I think, if I am not mistaken, I know I posted it in our Discord. Head over to patreon.com/professional casual for as little as $1. Get access to our Discord and you help support this channel. Thanos comes up to his waist.
Yeah.
And they're next to each other.
Yep.
That is absolutely insane. Dormammu is absolutely humongous. I am so excited about him.
Twice the size of the current biggest model. Like, what?
Yeah, he is absolutely humongous and he looks super dope. But let's talk about the other characters that are being released. We have Mordo and the Ancient One. Mm-hmm. The Ancient One, of course, I know from the Doctor Strange movie.
Kind of weirdly to me, the designs of them are purely from that movie, not from the comics. Mordo never, I think he usually wears purple in the comics. Like, yeah, he's not Baron Mordo, he's just Mordo. And he's got the boots of leaping or whatever, and the staff of the living tribunal. Yep. Like straight up from the movie Mordo, which I don't mind. He looks awesome. I love his model jumping up those magic discs. He looks
rad as hell.
Great.
It looks,
tactical magic discs.
Yeah, tactical magic discs. It looks great. Looks like it would snap in a second if you dropped your water bottle on it. You know what I mean? If it was in your cup holder.
Yeah, it probably would do that.
It would probably do
I wouldn't suggest putting models in your cup holder in your car ever.
No, it's not.
Sounds like a bad idea.
And it's teamed up with the Ancient One. I wonder if maybe the Ancient One is going to be the affiliation leader just randomly for this new team.
There might be a new Mystics.
I assume there's going to be an entire new group.
Yeah.
We know Dormammu is a leader of an affiliation, which is called the Dark Dimension.
Oh.
He comes an affiliation card as well.
Okay.
Oh.
If you go to the gallery on AMG's site, you can look at the card contents of the box. I learned from people on Facebook. I didn't realize they were up there already until people were posting that. And it was like, oh, sweet. Cool. Another bad guy affiliation. Okay.
Yeah.
It's not Cabal.
Right.
So like the dude he had like an all green suit. I remember when they do it in the Spider-Man cartoon, there's like a guy who's trying to bring Dormammu through and he's like in an all green.
Yeah, that's Baron Mordo.
Is it?
Yep.
Oh, did he wear green in the comics? I don't remember. I didn't know much about
he had the little like rogue lightning bolt stripe in his hair. He had the black like kind of crew cut thing. Yeah. The beard.
That makes sense if they went green in the movie that was based off.
Not what I realized, I guess. But regardless, I'm very excited. Yep, that's him. Okay, so he's actually a bad guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the movie they kind of subverted it where he was a good guy, and then he was sort of like a good guy. By the end, he was going down that path of being the bad guy.
Well, Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness is coming out. So I assume that's what this is all kind of loosely tied into.
Probably.
So I guess it makes sense he would join Dormammu then. I'm not what I remembered him looking like. So.
You know, in the MCU, they've done this incredible thing about making kind of morally gray villains, and I think that's what they're going with here. Because in the Doctor Strange movie, they kind of they kind of had him at a spot where like he kind of didn't agree with the way that things were being run.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope they continue to go that route.
I choked on my Snapple.
For sure.
I kind of like a Killmonger deal.
Yeah, super fair.
Also, I did just check the Doctor Strange and Clea pack also comes with a new affiliation called Convocation.
That makes sense. So that'll, I'm sure, be Ancient One, Wong, Clea, Brother Voodoo, Doctor Strange.
Maybe Mordo.
Like
to represent before he was a bad guy, at least in the movie.
Anyone that's currently in the thing that we would think might be in that affiliation?
I don't know enough about Doctor Strange stuff. Thing?
Oh, no, currently available, like existing characters.
Scarlet Witch, maybe?
Oh, Scarlet Witch could be. That's actually a great
That would make sense.
I mean, she's in the new Doctor Strange movie.
Yeah.
So I'm just very... I mean,
she's a magic user.
Right. Maybe Enchantress. It's hard to say.
So where it gets difficult to tell because so much of it is usually based off the comics, but sometimes the movie. Like this space Doctor Strange here, who's not Sorcerer Supreme, obviously not based on anything from the movies, at least not yet.
Right.
But Baron or Mordo and Ancient One are 100% movie design.
Yeah.
So what are you basing it off of?
Well, the first Doctor Strange model is pretty heavily based off of the design that they used for the MCU.
And he's the younger Defenders version.
Yeah.
And
not based off the MCU one, but the traditional Doctor Strange outfit.
Right.
The MCU one.
He's straight out of the comic book. He's straight out.
Yeah,
he's straight out of Spider-Man animated cartoon.
Nothing. But then they also have the Hood, who's obviously not in the MCU movie.
Right. I am stoked for. I am so happy the Hood is here. He is not someone I expected to be in this early at all. Not that it's early anymore in this particular game's life, but
relatively.
I am.
There's still big name characters.
Doctor Doom.
Fantastic Four still hasn't been released, and we're not going to get him until we're not going to get them until the 4th year. I'm telling you, because they want to do the 4th anniversary to be fantastic.
But not only do we get a Hood model, but we get a transformation from him to his demon form, which looks stupid cool.
Would you like to go through all the boxes?
Yes.
Okay, so then we have Doctor Doom and Clea.
Dr. Doom.
Oh, I'm sorry, Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Doctor Strange. He just looks so badass. I get confused.
Yeah.
So you said he looks like that is that not the Sorcerer Supreme newest suit from the comics?
That's space. He's space. I looked up a little bit. It's like his space suit was specifically he was not the Sorcerer Supreme anymore, and he's trying to earn that title back.
Oh,
is what that costume is based off of.
Oh, because I thought that was specifically the Sorcerer Supreme when everybody was trying to be Sorcerer Supreme.
Well, because the current Doctor Strange we have is Doctor Strange Sorcerer Supreme. Is his name on his card. So they would do something different for a new one.
Interesting. Okay. He's also jumping through a portal like that was in a wall. Probably arguably one of the dopest models they've made yet.
Yeah.
Also, really if you look very carefully, the things that are in the portal are the same things that are on the Dormammu terrain set. Which I think is I guess those are the Nexus things, or those are the portal?
Nexus and other portal.
Right.
I guess I'll correct myself real quick. It just says Doctor Strange on his card. I definitely thought it said Doctor Strange Sorcerer Supreme, but I am mistaken.
Yeah, so that's where I thought they were going with this one. With Sorcerer Supreme.
Do we? Ancient One and Mordo. What threat levels do we think they might be?
5 and 4 or 5 and 3.
I think Mordo will be a 3. I don't know. Again, I don't remember a ton about him. He seems like a 3-level character, though.
Based off from what I remember, I could see 3 or maybe a 4.
Yeah.
Ancient One
is a 4 or 5.
I think it's gonna be a 4.
Yeah, should be.
I think we're gonna get a repeat of Cassandra Nova, and we're going to see Mitch put her in the trash.
Probably.
I think she's going to be probably an uninspired, unoverwhelming, but very tactically sound.
I would like to say, and I'm sure you appreciate this specifically, the representation of bald people in this game has become just absolutely phenomenal. You know, it's super good.
Yeah, they're getting better at putting all these 40-year-olds in.
Yeah, they're killing it right now. 40-year-old bald ladies. The representation is absolutely out of control. You must be thrilled. Kalia, don't know anything about her.
She's a student of Doctor Strange. I looked up. That's all I know.
Okay. Tactical magic. I'm really kind of bummed that they did not make it a connection point for that second foot. So she's going to be super springy on this model.
Yeah.
But she looks dope.
Mm-hmm.
My assumption is of this release, she's going to be the other three. Yeah. We typically see like a 6, a 5, maybe 2 5s depending, 2 4s, a couple of 3s, and a 2. Maybe she's a 2.
I guess it depends on where they play, like where her design takes place in her training with Doctor Strange. Because I was reading a little bit about her, and it says that she almost surpasses Doctor Strange in mystic abilities, so she could be anywhere from 2 to 5.
Right. Maybe we see some type of defect built into her or something like that, where she can't control her abilities very well. Who knows? I think this is Sorcerer Supreme Doctor Strange. I don't think he's going to be the leader, but I do think he's going to be the 6th threat.
I am actually going a different way with that.
Okay.
I think he's going to be a 4th threat blaster. I think he's not going to have a lot of utilities, maybe a teleport and heavy damage. He's going to be more focused fire. No heals, not focusing as much on the rerolls. This is a Doctor Strange to do damage.
I agree with you. I don't think he's going to be a buff character. I think he's going to be a shit brick house. I think he's absolutely going to wreck face. I think that he is going to have a 6 mystic that, unless, very much like Enchantress, unless you pay a cost, he gets to use that as his whatever his other defenses are, and I think he'll be a 3/3/6, or maybe even 3/4/6. I think he's going to be one of the 6 threats. I was thinking about there's only 3 6 threat characters in the game: Hulk, She-Hulk, Thanos,
Magneto.
Oh, Magneto, that was the other one. So 4. I could see him being up there. I think he's going to get a throw at a size 4 character or terrain. Because of his power, and I think he'll have a teleportation ability automatically inherently built into him once per round, maybe. Maybe he can even double
channel or something. Where he can
like
I don't hate that,
like a drop off light-esque style with Sam Wilson, but he gets to not just maybe you get to move range 3, or maybe he gets to make a move and drop you off.
And there's a difference here between what I think it'll be and what I want. I want him to be a threat 4 blaster, just because there's when your base model is a 5 threat, there's only so little that you can add to that to go up. I don't want a 6 threat Doctor Strange, but that is probably realistically.
Yeah. I just want him to be different enough to justify having a second model, which AMG's done well with their repeats so far with that. So
we've not yet seen a release of a second character being less than what they started.
Correct.
Yeah, because we only had 2.
Right.
Right. Well, we have 1 in the US.
Right.
We still don't have Amazing Spider-Man.
Right. And
someday maybe
Black Widow was, and I kind of had called it. But I assumed that it was just going to be to replace kind of the same model you already had, but that there would be like a Sorcerer Supreme level 6 threat character, and it looks very similar to it. Of course, do we have any suggestion maybe of what Clea would be other than what we had already said?
A defensive mage, probably a 3 or a 4.
Yeah, probably.
This makes sense.
She will be an absolutely tactical. She will be moving things specifically. She will be defending things. She will be.
I wonder if she'll just be a slightly more efficient Enchantress.
Yeah, could be.
Or maybe even like a 3 Scarlet Witch Light. Like not as just bonkers crazy, but the things that make like the foundations for where Scarlet Witch is. Maybe.
I think she'll be moving people and stuff and giving steroids to defense.
Yeah, maybe.
I like that.
Yeah.
Of course, the one model that everybody has absolutely been losing their goddamn minds about. I'm excited. Dan's excited. Tim's excited. The Sanctum Sanctorum terrain pack. Absolutely bonkers, insane, excited about it. Do we think it will be less than $100?
No.
Okay.
Oh, yes. Yeah, it will be
It'll
less
probably
than 100.
be, I assume,
$95.95.
It'll be $84.
the same as the apartment complex thing.
Yeah, it looks humongous. I hope it comes with a ton of stuff. It obviously is blocked off, and it looks like there's other stuff there, like maybe some street posts or something built into it, which is cool. But extra size 1 terrain is always a plus. Yeah. If you aren't getting like 3D printed stuff and things like that, this being released is awesome. I just hope it is because there are shout out to as a Corvus terrain that has the we have it. We have the printed Sanctum Sanctorum that rarely gets used, but we do have it, and it's humongous, and it's much more affordably priced. But if this stuff, well, it was less than $80, you know what I mean? Like,
you're not wrong.
But if this gets released with, like, I don't know, crisis cards built into it, you know what I mean? Like
that. So that is very much something that is needed. If they actually want to move these, you need to have some game mechanic in there somewhere.
Yeah.
It would be near non-existent increase in cost to be able to sell this $85 piece of plastic with a fucking Tactus card in it. Just do it.
Because why would I buy the $80 plastic apartment building from AMG when I can get pretty much the same exact thing from TT Models? That's what's the wood?
MDF.
MDF, thank you. For like $20.
And I will tell you why. Pigeons.
It does come with tactical pigeons.
Comes with tactical pigeons.
I forgot about that. Shit, I gotta order one.
Yep. Fucking love tactical pigeons.
Dude, just so you can put the pigeons on other things. You know what I mean?
But it does look awesome. I love the thematic terrain that goes with characters. People were losing their minds off a recent X-Men picture just to they have, like, if they don't have actual news to drop, every day they drop at least a picture, like, on their social media. And they had one that had, like, all the current X-Men in the background was a Blackbird, and people are losing their minds. Like, are we going to get a Blackbird model? Because yes, I want to put a Blackbird on the table. Can we please have an X-Jet? But I think they haven't said anything yet. I mean, I would buy one for sure.
Very rarely do they put gigantic pieces of terrain in their sets that they haven't already made.
They totally teased us with the X-Men reveal a year ago with the whole X-Mansion in the background. Everybody thought that was going to be for sale, and it was like, oh no, we had something in the studio make that for this video.
Yeah.
Right.
So like they could have done the same thing with.
It looked
Blackbird.
great. It was probably Dallas.
Yeah, I'm assuming it was Dallas.
Yeah, very possible. He did paint the apartment on stream, and it looked fantastic.
Yeah.
So, I would love to see a Crisis or a Tactics packed into this, so it makes it worth buying. Although that is a great way to just piss everybody off too in the process. But there's also other stuff, and it's driving me nuts that it's covered up. Go with me on this. What if this is not actually the size of the box? What if this isn't even the actual box? What if it comes with a battle mat too, and you get like a new street? You know what I mean? Or like an actual like New York City street now, because the scale is not quite right with the maps. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't feel like New York City.
Yeah.
What if we do get a New York City map finally, where we get those narrow roads and we can finally put a couple, the apartment building, the little stuff, really fill it in, make it feel tight, really create some line of sight blocking.
You know what I would really like is a battle map that's like, you know how every Hulk movie or all the early superhero movies, there's always some like fight in like a desert town.
Yes.
Where there's like one street, desert everywhere, and then there's a military base that's why the town exists. That's what I want. One big long road so you can put buildings on both sides. You have cars, but you have kind of a more sandy, rocky approach. Cool.
Yeah, I think it would actually be super dope.
So that way you could fit in your Wile E. Coyote styrofoam, rocks you throw at people and stuff.
Yep. Accurate. Super easy to make.
Yeah.
Okay, so the dumbest character they've ever made, Dormammu. No, I'm super hyped for Dormammu. I love Dormammu. He's one of my favorites. Shout out to Marvel vs. Capcom and I think it's Infinity.
Yeah, Infinite,
Yep. where he was like the main character, only saving grace of that game.
Not only just Dormammu, but Dormammu mixed with Mega Man X's bad guy,
yes.
Sigma.
Yes.
They're the ones that got together to bring down these bad boys.
And which Dormammu kind of looks like that version of.
Yeah.
I super love this. There's a ton of stuff in here. He has the Thanos like terrain piece kind of looking thing with that portal behind him. He is a giant. Mm-hmm. He looks awesome. And whatever these like chemical, I guess that's the Nexus thing, piece of terrain that was teased behind him look awesome.
Yeah.
I'm very excited to see this model. I'm assuming a 6th threat.
Yeah.
They said in the stream that he's the highest threat character in the game. So he's going to be at least threat 7.
Wow.
At least somebody said that on a Facebook post. Somebody commented they were like, no, they said in the stream that he'll be the highest threat character.
Okay.
Because he comes with the ultimate encounter, but he also comes with a standard play card like Thanos.
Yeah.
Which sounds awesome.
I don't think he'll be a 7. I think he'll be an 8. It's easier to build things around even numbers than odd numbers. So maybe he'll be a 8 and then like Hood. What would it be? It would be like Hood and Mordo, and then like I'm trying to think of it. It would just be like 4 people. But my assumption is if he's an 8th threat character, he's going to be bonkers insane.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
If those things behind, what if those things behind him are like constructs that he gets to create and throw out there? You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of really interesting things that can happen.
I assume they'll be obviously instrumental in the ultimate encounter.
Oh, absolutely,
for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'm terrified of what that ultimate encounter is because they're just getting more bonkers, insane. And then I mean,
people have wanted Brother Voodoo for a long time.
So I know nothing about Brother Voodoo.
Interesting. I was reading about this on a Facebook chat where it's not Brother Voodoo, it's Dr. Voodoo.
Oh.
So like,
well, his name is Dr. Voodoo.
Yeah, it's so apparently this represents him later in it, and you can see he's wearing the cloak of levitation, or at least a red cloak and whatnot. He looks more Doctor Strangey. This is when this represents him later on when he was like one of the Sorcerers Supreme or something like that. He's not Brother Voodoo, which is kind of weird that they went with that version right out the gate instead of Brother Voodoo, which again, I don't know too much about the character. It's a little bit out of my normal comic wheelhouse, but I just happened to catch that. Another interesting thing about this box is that we get 3 models because we have the Hood and the Hood Possessed, which are assuming some kind of transformation mechanic.
Yeah.
The contents of the box list 3 character stat cards. So like, I don't think it's going to be like with Ant-Man and the Wasp, where there's like 2 halves of it and then you flip it and there's 2 halves to it. I think it's going to be, he just has 2 cards. He has 1 whole card for the Hood and 1 whole card for the Hood Possessed.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that apparently this is going to introduce some other new mechanic. It might not even be transform. It might just be like when he gets dazed, he turns into the possessed one instead or something. But he has a whole separate stat card.
Maybe there's multiple ways to play him. Maybe you can play him at different threats.
Maybe you can play like a 3 regular and then a 4 possessed or vice versa.
Or play one that can transform and one that can't or something along those lines. That would be, honestly, options are baller shit. So
I'll take as many options we can get.
The Hood is always an interesting character to me because like he's he looks like just an office dude and then he has that cloak.
And then
he shoots guns at people.
His whole deal is like,
he's pretty cool.
Him and his buddy were like trying to break into a place. And they go in there, and I forget exactly what happens, but there is a demon in there, like mid-transformation, or there's a bunch of people trying to summon this ritual, and they like panic, ruin it, and they like shoot this demon, kill it, and then like, well, we were supposed to come in here and rob this place, but there's just this dead demon now. I'm gonna take his shoes and his cloak. And now he's possessed by that demon because he was living in the cloak or whatever.
All right.
But he's got sweet boots.
So realizing we got a bit of information, if you look again on the gallery page of the site, you look at the character packs, I think it's called. It tells you a little bit about each character in case you didn't know about these characters before. But yeah, you pretty much nailed it. It says he was Parker Robbins is his name. He's a petty criminal until he clashed with the Nasanti demon and took its mystical cloak.
Yeah.
Gave him magic powers, allowing him to rise as a dangerous crime lord and sorcerer. He assumed the identity of the Hood, a villain who uses his power of flight and invisibility to gather other criminals under his leadership.
I've always really liked the Hood for a number of reasons, but his backstory is actually super cool. They kind of have used him as a throwaway villain a lot, or when they need someone that's like street level but could be a little bit tougher to tangle with, because he was in a life of crime to like pay for his parents' like cancer treatments and stuff. Like it was like he had to drop out because the only way to pay for this without insurance was theft. And it had this really cool narrative about like society as a whole and how you can kind of get swept up into this lifestyle. But then he also does things like he can project, demon projectiles, like fire projectiles, but still shoots them out of the gun, which are completely unnecessary. He can fire those bullets whenever he wants, but uses the guns like for effect. There's just a little bunch of nuances to him that I really appreciate.
Right. I've always liked the Hood. He's just kind of neat.
Yeah.
And he has his leg coming out of like a fireball demon-y thing. Brother Voodoo's model is bonkers. Or Dr. Voodoo. He's floating in the air with like demon spirits.
Tactical smoke skulls.
Yeah, like floating around.
Candles on him. I love it.
Yeah, he looks just ridiculous. Any idea what we think Dr. Voodoo will be?
He is going to have some type of stealth. His big motifs were usually possessing other people and kind of the standard voodoo shtick. Bringing up smoke to conceal himself or to teleport, kind of. Fire. Constantly summoning fire. Like everyone was magic this, magic that, and he was like torrents of flame as well as...
So maybe an incinerate?
Yeah. I would be shocked if there was not an incinerator.
Incinerate, place him within range 2 of his current location, maybe.
And possessing other people. He will absolutely be moving other people.
Right. Maybe he gets possession, that like one energy or one power attack.
Yeah. It'll probably be very similar to
move. What if he can pay 3 energy to allow you to do somebody else's 0 cost attack?
That'd be rad as hell.
Ooh, super rad as hell.
That.
I super like that.
I could see that not being super overpowered either. If it did cost an action to select an enemy with it.
If it's an action, cost 3 power. 3 is not cheap.
Yep. And you can only
unless you're in Avengers and then it becomes 2, right?
Yeah.
Like Steve Rogers Avengers.
And you can only do it with, attacks that are cost
0.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Super dope.
Obviously flight. But
yeah, all these characters can have flight.
Yeah.
Maybe not the Hood.
The Hood can fly.
Oh, I said he can fly and turn invisible. Never mind.
Yeah, I'm super curious. I think it's going to be like a 3 threat, 4 threat, and one's going to be turret based, maybe putting conditions on you, and the other one's going to be essentially Wolverine and Berserker barraging.
Yeah.
Again, I don't know the difference between them. Do you think you'll be able to bring both? Probably not. They're probably going to have the same alias. So
yeah, I bet it'll be the Hood Parker Robbins and the Hood possessed Parker Robbins.
Right.
Something like that. Yeah, they could add something completely new here that we've never seen before, and I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
Release date. Now, this was my big thing. They showed these boxes. They said August, September. So we assume mid to late August into like maybe first or second week of September. So realistically, they're going to come out in December for the States.
So there were some retail reveals where somebody shared that Moon Knight, Blade, and Dormammu boxes drop August 13th in the States. So and November. Then the rest of the Mystic release is all September.
So December.
I mean...
But still, we're going to wait for those Spider-Man ones forever.
Yeah.
Spider-Man's looks like it got pushed back all the way to the first week of August, didn't it?
I have no idea.
Or last week of
retailers
January,
don't know. I asked
July.
Anthony about it yesterday, and he said at Beer Dragon Games, all he's heard so far, he has no date now from his distributor, except that the Lizard and Craven box is now on its own.
Right.
Will get released by itself at some point.
Right. I mean, again, like, and this is not us throwing shade at AMG. Distribution's crazy, regardless of what your business is.
Yeah.
I'm just I have to now budget. I mean, I already had to budget when it comes to summer. I'm on a budget anyway. Shout out to unemployment for not paying me. Also, you're great.
Oh no.
It's a long story. I got open for an investigation because they don't think I work for a school, even though I literally work for a school. It's a whole weird thing. Shout out to New York State. But like now, like obviously, I'm not going to buy the Sanctum Sanctorum. I have one. I have no need for it. You know what I mean?
A mailbox and a newspaper stand, though.
I mean, cool. Neat. I can build one of the, I can probably build that.
Yeah.
So like that's an easy cutout for me. I'm absolutely going to get Dormammu.
Yeah.
I absolutely love that model. I'm probably going to get Dr. Voodoo and Hood.
Yeah.
Because they look dope. I'm really interested to see how they play.
Mm-hmm.
Mordo and Ancient One is like when I maybe for like Christmas I'll ask for it or something.
That's kind of the Angela Enchantress box. Like unless they're boss statistically and overwhelming power, it's like
I love the look of Mordo though. Like I would get that box just because Mordo's model is so awesome. For me, Doctor Strange and Clea is the one that would get the cut.
Really?
Yeah.
So
I already have Doctor Strange. I have no idea who the fuck Clea is. I don't care.
Wow.
Like
rude.
If I was gonna cut one of those boxes, that would be the one I would cut.
So that box is unless it is bonkers good, and it is the 6th threat, and Doctor Strange is non-affiliation leader, because like I like the idea of Doctor Strange. I always have, but I find him specifically really boring, and I find that 5 threat version that is the leader of Defenders boring. It's just not what I like. Too much. He's too complicated. I need lizards. You know what I mean? Like I just need super basic characters.
I can't wait for the lizard. Come on.
I like the idea of Doctor Strange as 6. I don't know. Actually, I do know why. High threats mean less characters, which means I don't have to work as hard to understand things.
Fair.
I want too many things in my roster at all times, which is why I don't like higher level characters. I want everyone to be 3s and 2s.
Right. I love high threat characters because I get to bring less, and then I get to complain that I didn't have enough bodies on the table, and that's why I lost. Yep.
I'd love to see Taylor play a new the big guys list again. With new people, like if we get a 6th threat Doctor Strange. I mean, he'll have Dormammu on that list in the future.
I mean, it could finally be a two character list.
Dormammu and Thanos,
and Dormammu.
That could be 18 points. Who knows?
I mean, yeah.
And you could realistically field that at. We know he's going to be at least 7, so that's 16 threat right there.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez.
Do you think Dormammu is going to have an automatic free turn, extra action?
For being so to justify that much threat, I can see it. Yeah, for sure.
I don't think he'll get an additional activation. I think he'll get 3 actions a turn.
Oh, that's what I thought.
Sorry. Yeah, that's what.
Okay.
I'm bad at using.
Yeah, because
you said the wrong words, but I still knew what you meant somehow.
Because extra activation would be ridiculous.
Yeah,
getting to do 4 actions is brutal. But getting just an additional action, and maybe he's got to pay for it. Like maybe it costs 1 energy, but I also think that he will be the first character we see that gets 3 energy during the power phase.
Yeah.
So and he's immune to poison.
Well, fuck. Yeah, he's going to be 12.
Well, he's totally broken now.
Yeah, exactly. He'll be immune to poison.
I was going to say probably 3 power.
I think he will be immune to poison, immune to hex, immune to incinerate.
He should definitely be immune to incinerate.
And
just his head.
Accurate.
Ghost Rider.
And I don't think he'll flip. But I think he'll be one of the first characters that as he takes, there will be there will be powers that are locked, that the more damage he takes, the better he becomes. So like you don't want to damage him. He's like Hulk almost, like he becomes more like you unlock more chaotic, crazy, mystic abilities.
Yeah.
AMG, fucking hire me. I got your shit. You know what I'm saying?
He's got so many ideas.
A character that doesn't daze. He just goes away for a round. He goes back to his own plane and then can come back out of one of his Nexus portals later on.
That's terrifying.
Yeah. Yep.
Or he just gets the option.
You can time it.
During the power phase, he may spend X amount of like whatever it is, 3, 4 power, make it really high. He leaves the board, doesn't count as being there. Then at the end of that round, he gets to come back anywhere he wants on the board.
Oh,
he gets to be within range 2 of one of his Nexus thing.
I could see using the Nexus portals as an origination for any of his attacks, regardless of where he physically is.
Maybe he gets to bring terrain.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like maybe he gets to AOS it up in here and gets free pieces of terrain that he gets to place. Place it like it's normal terrain, but then he gets to pop up next to him or something. Or maybe he gets buffs or gets to debuff characters on the field if they're near his terrain. But he can't move the terrain itself, and the terrain cannot be thrown.
You know what I could see?
It counts as being like size 5 impassable or non-interactive, whatever it is.
As a counter to the extra action thing. Maybe some of his attacks are spells, and every time he uses the attack action, he gets to pick 2 of those spells, different attack profiles for that action.
It's possible.
Kind of makes it so he can't triple move or something like that. But when he is, in fact, attacking, he gets 2. And then they can make the attack slightly weaker instead of being overwhelming.
Right.
Because what I don't want to see is something that's untouchable to damage. I do not want to see 4s or 5s across the board for defense. That's ridiculous. I can't damage things with 4 defense. Like I don't want an untouchable guy. I
think his defenses will be 3, but I think he'll automatically inherently get to reduce it by 1, damage by 1, and he'll get an ability where he can increase that if he spends energy. So, but still reduce it to a minimum of 1. You know what I mean? So
like having vulnerability and an inured to pain kind of.
Right. Like he can block a certain amount, but you still do 1 damage to him. I also think he'll be like 20 health, 20 stamina.
I could see him being like 10,
or 25.
10 or
I don't think he flips. I don't think he's going to be a flipping character.
Yeah. I think you're right there.
I also had a thought. If you do get damage through, he gets additional power. So he gets 1 additional power for every for every attack done to him. If he takes damage during that attack, he gets 1 additional power.
I think he'll probably be very power hungry. He'll have a million ways to spend it, and you will always want more on him. So I think something like that would make a whole lot.
I mean, if he is 7 or 8 threat, it's not crazy.
Yeah,
because he's going to be the majority of your team.
Yeah, he's got to do a lot.
Do we think he gets Infinity Stones?
No,
he's never used them, but
I can't think of.
Unless maybe he brings in, like you guys say, enchantments or something. You know what I mean? Like new things that only these guys can use.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like scrolls or enchantments or something like that.
I mean, most of Doctor Strange's powers were all based off of, having this staff or that necklace or this ring or this whatever.
The Wand of Watum.
Yeah.
I would be okay with like enchanted equipment coming out if it's only for these people to use.
Yeah.
And get access to, and it be 1 or 2 threats.
Maybe the Hood can use guns that don't add any statistical bonuses at all. It's cost 0 threat, but now when he launches his attacks, they come out of guns instead of his hands.
Right.
That'd be dope.
Right? I mean, probably too powerful.
Arguably the most powerful. Anything else?
No.
Any wish lists? I mean, we just kind of got everything.
Lizard and Craven in my hands.
Since we're talking about magic people, I got to bring Wiccan back up. I think Man Thing we've certainly talked about before fits in this thematic really well.
Midnight Suns he's been part of. I was looking up. I would love Man Thing.
Hellblazer.
Yes.
Coming is not honestly at this point. Wiccan is not that crazy of an idea. They gave us fucking Hood. You know what I mean? They gave us Mordo and Clea. I don't even know who the hell that is.
Clea was a big deal for a long time.
Yeah.
The relationship that they've built between Doctor Strange and Wong, Wong was more of an Alfred, and Clea was more of the Wong from the movies. They were like buddy cops.
Okay.
Palling around.
Interesting.
She was a Robin, except significantly more effective, more intelligent, and almost could have surpassed him at almost any point.
Gotcha.
I'm a little disappointed that we got movie version of Mordo and Ancient One, but not Wong. I want Benedict Wong version of Wong.
Yeah.
I want him to look like that with his shields. Because he's going to be in Shang-Chi. We saw it's confirmed he was fighting Abomination.
Kind of weird we didn't get like Shang-Chi or any of the. Well, we don't actually know. We don't know any of the characters that are actually in Shang-Chi, but
Aquafina.
The water?
That's what I said when he brought it up.
The rapper. His co-star.
Apparently it's
Shang-Chi.
an actor.
You guys don't know who Aquafina is?
Nope.
That's water. Aquafina.
Right, Pepsi's water.
Pepsi's water.
Aquafina.
Not a sponsor.
Aquafina. Not Aquafina. Aquafina.
That's not how you say it.
You put your face for it every time you say
Aquafina.
Okay. All right. That's right in my ears. I have one wish list. Shout out, of course, to our patron, Dirty Coaches.
Yeah.
Old Pony Danza himself.
Pony Danza.
Pony Danza.
Keith. He's the one guy that we didn't know over on Elite Eight Showdown was a big chucker. And then we found out, Milker Grain Bowl himself.
Oh, Milker Grain Bowl
himself. Reminded me why I love a very specific character that I had brought up here before.
Ooh.
Arcade.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I would love
I want an arcade model. I want Arcade. Marvel Legends just released an action figure of him. Looks absolutely insane. I would love Arcade. I'd love the idea of like his constructs. Also reminded me that he's one of the greatest villains of all time and one of the hardest to defeat. I don't know if you guys ever played the Sega Nintendo classic Spider-Man and the X-Men versus Arcade's House of Madness or Arcade's Madness, whatever it is. Mm-hmm. One of the arguably hardest games of all time. He is easily going to be a 7th threat character. Well, maybe
Arcade
a 4.
Ultimate Encounter.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. For real. Yep.
And just come with a bunch of weird terrain that is really the enemy.
Literally make him an $80 box and give me just goofy terrain built into it.
Like big arcade faces on
make him a 2-threat character. He gets his own affiliation, Arcade's Madhouse. And it's him. And then he's 2-threat. He's the affiliation leader. And then all of his like constructs and stuff are all the other things on his team that cost different threats to activate.
They're all like 1 to 3 threat. And you build like an army of robots. And yes.
This sounds like the best. If they don't come out with this, we just need to make our own rules.
Yeah, I want this more than Galactus feet now.
Yeah.
I saw somebody making that joke on Facebook and I was like, did you steal that from Tim?
No, he's just a fan.
It's a fan of the show. Also, I just had somebody. Oh, we could finally get an AIM soldier. Apparently there's an AIM Supreme soldier, which is like super jacked up kind of robot AIM trooper who just goes around and bullies all the other AIM troopers. And I absolutely love him. And he also kind of looks like
shift supervisor AIM guy.
Yeah, pretty much. He just goes around and just bullies everybody. And it's super awesome. So we could potentially, like, if we got a Hydra Bob, we could get AIM Soldier Supreme.
So as far as wish list stuff goes, I would really like a Thunderbolts affiliation with some alternates to the existing characters that would be in it. I want to see a Matt Gargan Venom. I would love to see a Bullseye as Hawkeye, a Moonstone, but more specifically the stuff that they're working towards in the MCU. I want to see a Thunderbolts Captain America. That's a John Walker. Black Widow's sister, Yelena. I can never remember her name.
Yelena Belova?
Yeah, Yelena. Yeah. And maybe some of the other traditional Thunderbolts characters. We've seen Ghost in the second Ant-Man movie. She was a member of the Thunderbolts. They could absolutely move her in effectively at any time and have it be an MCU character as well as a Thunderbolts character. But Dark Avengers.
Yeah. Get Iron Patriot, Osborn.
Yeah.
Yeah, yep. Dakin it'd be a way to bring in Dakin, and then you can add him to X-Force.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ares.
I want an Ares so bad. That I think when you look at these sculpts and just you can see how much they have kicked up the production quality. And I'm so hyped to see what that Juggernaut's going to look like.
Oof.
Because I think it's going to be absolutely bonkers. Absolutely bonkers of a model. I think an Ares model would look ridiculously good.
Yeah.
I want Ares and then Sentry and the Void.
Depending on how they do this Hood and Hood Possessed, I would love to see what they would do with the Sentry.
And at this point, Dormammu is a 7 or an 8. We, allegedly, until we are confirmed otherwise. Sentry is not that crazy of an idea now. Because we had said before, it's like they're not going to make Sentry. He's too powerful of a character. And at 6th threat, even we were like, no, there's no way that they could do it. If they're going to break the 6th threat rule, which shout out to Zach Duncan in the chat, said it's not crazy of an idea that they'd go higher than 6. And I said, you are a crazy fool, sir. I made the
same joke. I was like, I joked constantly, there will never be a 7th threat. We will never go over that.
Yeah.
And thankfully, it was a joke.
Yeah, it was a great joke. It also is kind of crazy because, like, Thanos is a 6, and he's one of the most feared, most powerful people in the, especially when he has that helicopter.
I agree with what other people have said in certain groups as well, that Thanos really isn't a 6. He's a minimum of a 7 and can go up to a 10. I get it. I won't apply those rules to Loki ever in my mind, but for Thanos, yeah, it makes sense. You're not taking it without a gem.
Right.
Yeah.
It's accurate. I mean, you can.
Yeah.
I guess. In more competitive play, Thanos and the Spider Foes is like a thing, and I think you run him bare bones, but I don't honestly remember.
It is, but
competitive play is dumb.
Taking the time gem whenever you can. It's so good. I love it.
I was waiting for you to fit that in there somewhere.
That wasn't even a joke. That's just legitimately how I feel. I don't.
After not taking it that one time and being like, I should have taken the time.
What's the time gem do again?
Extra action during your turn.
Oh, yeah, it is really good.
Huge.
Yeah.
I can't play defenders because every time I want to play defenders, I'm like, well, I want Scarlet Witch and Doctor Strange. And if I take Doctor Strange, she's going to have the time gem. So that's 12 points.
Already.
Well, I guess I just won't run this then.
Well, so what? You're sitting at 12. Hawkeye, that's 3.
Yeah.
So 12, 13, 14. You're at 15.
I am not comfortable running 4 characters. I'm barely comfortable running 5. I want 6 to 7 characters
16,
on the board.
17, 18. You could bring Iron Fist. 19, 19, 20. You fit a two threat in there. And then just try to force a 20 threat level.
Yeah. I mean, in the right...
Sounds like something I would play, honestly.
Yeah.
It's super high level. I don't have Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch yet, though. I'm poor. Head over to patreon.com/professional casual. Help support this show for as little as $1 so we can buy models.
Woohoo. And you can watch us play with them.
Accurate.
Yes. Or head over to bitterdragongames.online. Support this channel as well. Get all of your Marvel Crisis Protocol needs.
Pre-orders are probably up. It is difficult to find discounts that stack as much as they do at beardeddragongames.online, where you can stack the PCME 10 for the 10% off your order and the pre-order bonus. You pay in full for those models before they are released, and you get a pretty significant discount.
Yeah. It's pretty solid. Makes it worth it.
Yeah.
Better than what we get when we go into the store. I've been ordering them online and then just walking in and doing store pickup. Suck it, Anthony. With that being said, guys, anything else?
Nope.
That was it, right? That's all that happened this week?
A lot. I'm tired.
I'm exhausted. I feel like can't make that joke on this show. Damn. It was a joke that I made on a different show that was really hilarious, and my girlfriend got really mad at me. I got a text message and everything. With that being said, truest believers, thank you for joining us. We have been the Professional Casual Network presents. Wait, did I roll wild? Marvel Crisis Protocol vlog. Scotty, my boy, thank you for checking us out. Zach, Duncan, MC1 Gamer, Mitch, everybody. Like, look, we're actually. I'm not freaking out. I know I did the sit-up thing. I'm actually excited. Shout out to literally everybody who listens to this show who has been plugging us like fucking crazy. When people are like, hey, I'm looking for stuff to watch and listen to that isn't super hyper competitive. Multiple people on Facebook group posts pushed our show.
Yeah.
And even the great gamer guild runner himself, Nate, was like, never checked out the show, hope to sometime, only have heard great things about it. People are talking about us. With that being said, this is my last show ever here because I don't want to be popular ever. I only want to sit around with my friends and talk shit about things that I love. We're too famous now.
Shout out to the dude that the thumbs downs our videos.
Yeah. Shout out to him. It helps our algorithm better than him commenting, apparently. So
yeah, you keep us going.
Yeah. You fuel the fire, baby. But no, thank you all. Hopefully you like this. Hopefully, I really hope that there's somebody out there who appreciates the time and effort that I put in for those Tuesday posts, coming up with the most stupid, obscure thing to get your attention.
I've almost died several times driving to work when you share those posts, trying to read it all, and I enjoy it so much.
Good. I'm glad somebody does, because I will sit there for like at least the entire, because I'll watch the premiere, I'll watch the live. I'm just like, all right, what stupid song can I think of to tie this into the intro? Of the post.
You know what? Join us for the live every week. Or
premiere.
The premiere when it goes up. If it's on Tuesdays or Saturdays at 8 a.m., who knows?
Yeah.
And join everyone else and watch it live for the premiere for the first time. Chat us up and tell us how we're already wrong.
Accurate. Pretty much. Accurate. Till next time, true believers. Bye.